Today is December 25th, the year of our Lord, the date of birth of our Lord, 2020. Merry Christmas to you and yours, and Happy Kwanzaa and Hanukkah. Boxing Day is coming up. But alas, I'm digress already. 2020, and I am not having fun. No. Fooled you. You let the Vince Guaraldi trio have your little toes tapping, your little shoulders was moving. Fuck you. I'm not having fun. But not for the reasons you may think. Right? Like, it's no secret I'm not a big Christmas guy, but other people like it, so it's fine. I'm not having fun because my team stinks right now, dude. Stinks. Good Lord. Kentucky basketball stink. Men's basketball, women's basketball, doing very well. Ryan Howard shoe-in for player of the year. But man, oh man, the men's team stinks. And what upsets me even more, like the play on the court, honestly don't even upset me that much. And it's going to sound like trying to justify it, but it's one of those things like, in this, like the one and done, the Cal era, a team will gel, but you look at a team pretty early on. It's like, listen, you got it or you don't. You know what I'm saying? This team don't have it. And that's fine. The upsetting part is that I don't think this is all their fault. And they're being, like the kids, are going to catch the blame. That's what upsets me about this. Now, if you're unfamiliar, Kentucky's 1-5 right now. It's fine. It's fine. But game last week against North Carolina, which a game, we either led at the half or was close at the half. And in the second half, just things completely fell apart. We went on a 9-minute streak without a made field goal. A kid named Cam Fletcher, a freshman, he played 3 minutes total. 2 minutes first half, 1 minute second half. Not that it really matters, but I should say Cam Fletcher's a 4-star guy, not a 5-star guy. And it's a difference. And that's why, again, I think stars should probably just be removed altogether. But somebody broke it down like the Zapruder tape. You can go ahead and cross the JFK reference off the board. So, with 2:33 left in the second half. 2:33 left in the game. He's clapping for a teammate. 2 minutes left. He's crying on the bench and being consoled by the strength coach. It's a lot to happen in 30 seconds. Right? So cut to a minute left. Cam Fletcher is not on the bench anymore. Nowhere to be found. So Terrence Clark, 5-star guy, fouls out. And you can see him on the sideline mouth. Cam left? Like, he can't believe it. He can't believe Cam's no longer present. By the end of the game, no players would do the post-game Zoom. None of them. Also, sidebar, if you have to have a post-game Zoom, you probably shouldn't be playing the game. That goes not just for Kentucky, but last. No players would do the post-game Zoom. So, sophomore, 5-star, Keon Brooks did it. The thing about that is, Keon Brooks hasn't played all year. Like, he's still coming back from injury. I think he's close. So, like, it's not like he's, redshirting or out for the year. I think he's close to getting back. But he didn't play at all. And he took it upon himself to go out and do the Zoom media, face the press conference, which I respect. I really do. I respect that, because he did. What are you going to say? They didn't shoot well. They didn't switch on defense. Keon was on the bench with a bum ankle or whatever he's got. But he didn't play. He still spoke. And again, it's one of the reasons why I think getting him back on the court would help tremendously. Like, just having a sophomore, just a guy that's like, listen, I've did all this before. Like, trust me, right? Like, you pay attention to this, don't pay attention to this. So I am looking forward to getting him back on the court. So all that Saturday. Sunday, Cam Fletcher, the kid was emotional on the bench, apologized. Tweeted a whole big thing. Apologized, like, I'm still in. Bear with us, fans. We'll get this right. Cool. I thought it was water under the bridge. Allegedly, Sunday afternoon, he was seen at the Kentucky or Lexington airport about to fly to St. Louis, his hometown, and was apparently on the phone voicing his frustrations with the team. Now, that's one of those somebody heard through somebody heard through somebody heard. It's been reported like pretty widespread, so I'm not breaking any, trust by reporting this. Monday morning, John Calipari tweets, and a thread at that, asking Cam Fletcher to step away. I want to read this 3-tweet thread. End quote. We have asked Cam Fletcher to take some time and step away from the team. He needs to reflect and do some soul searching to get his priorities in order. Any attitude or actions that are detrimental to this team will not be tolerated, and that goes for everyone on the team. We have a culture here that's been built over the last 11 years, and it will not change. Through good times and bad, this culture is meant to change individuals and change maturity levels. This hurts our team, but this is about Cam and his future. I talked to Cam and his mother, and they know I care about him and I love him, but they also understand that there are changes that need to be made. It's his job to decide whether he can perform within this culture, both on and off the court. End quote. Okay, end quote. So, my thoughts on that, and really just like all this in general, that's exactly our culture, John Cat. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's exactly our culture. It's like, it's fine. It's a culture that, like, it's been good to us. Like, I've seen the graphic. Like, people want Cal gone. No. I'm still at the stage, like, I want him to stay and coach forever. I get the flaws. I get the positives and negatives. I'd still prefer he stay forever over rolling the dice with any of these other coaches where this wouldn't be nearly as fun. So, but Cam Fletcher getting emotional on the bench, it's not great, but it's expected, right? And I guess I should say it's not unexpected. Like, they're 1-5. The team's not good. He's not getting any playing time. And it's been pointed out, but like if you're at a 5-star school right now, particularly Kentucky, because we're the ones stinking it up, it's like you're not getting any of the good part of going to Kentucky. Like, you're not getting the fan support and the normal dorm life and all that. You're only getting the losing on television and getting criticized on the internet. So I get it. But this is, and when I say this is the culture, this is what happens when you bring in 17, 18-year-olds and pretty much tell, best man wins. You roll the ball out there and just see what happens. Like I'm told it happens. But it really is like a learning process. You got to learn where to fit in, how you can support your teammates in the meanwhile. And to Cam Fletcher's, just to his point, because as much as I love Cal in any of these situations, I'll just about always take the player side. So in Cam Fletcher's defense, I guess I should say, it's got to be tough for him to see Jacob Toppin, Obi's little brother, getting 20 minutes a game. He's shooting 30% from the floor, right? And that's not to say Jacob Toppin can't contribute, but he's not contributing enough to be playing 20 minutes a game. I haven't seen that. Like Lance Ware, another 4-star guy. He had his best game against UNC. Devin Askew, another 4-star guy. He moved to the bench, played his best game off the bench. So it's got to be frustrating to see, like, okay, guys are getting moved around. You know what I'm saying? Guys are getting the chance. Guys are getting moved starter to bench to starter, whatever. And Cam Fletcher's like, man, I can't get off the bench. Also, there were 55 fouls called in this game. Love college basketball. Love college officiating. 55 foul calls. 4 players fouled out for Kentucky. He couldn't get off the bench. So, again, you're 17, 18, 4-star, but again, 4-star, like, it's not bad. Like, when he was the 4-star in St. Louis, he was probably killing people, right? Like, he's used to just coming in and killing people. And that's why I say, like, you take a bunch of 4 and 5 stars and roll the ball out. Like, I believe Cal tells, the best man will play and all that, and you'll win it. And every single one of these guys thinks they're the best man. That's why they're a 4 and 5 star guy. Like, they have that mentality. So it's got to be frustrating as a player to see like BJ Boston and Terrence Clark, 2 5 stars, like get to work through their misses, right? And it's been a lot of misses. Been a lot of misses for them. So the thing is, like, this is our culture. It won't change. Maybe it should, right? Like, if it's working, cool. But if it's not, maybe you, like, I ain't saying tear it down, but maybe you tweak it. Maybe you tweak it. Like, it's like Cam Fletcher said in recruiting, like Cal told him, like, nothing's promised, nothing's easy. And I do believe that. I feel like consistently guys have been like, yeah, he didn't guarantee me shots, minutes, starting, none of that. But I would be told I had the opportunity to earn it. Which leads to another, not even a story, but about the North Carolina game. Again, it went 9 straight minutes without a field goal. And Dante Allen, 4-star, he is like a sharpshooter, averaged like 42 a game his senior year, 35 a game. And we need buckets, right? This offense cannot score. Dante Allen didn't get in the game until it was like a minute left. The game was already decided. We were down like 9 or 10. It was decided. So he was asked, John Calipari was asked about Allen's lack of playing time. I'm reading from an article here after the game. And Cal explained that he needs to let the players ahead of him in the rotation be able to miss shots. I could have done it today, but I'm giving these guys that are in front of him the room that they need to be able to miss shots, Calipari said of Allen. We go in practice and they make shots, but they aren't making them in the game. It's not I come out every time I miss a shot. Obviously, you guys know that's not true. You try to give them room and encourage them to shoot. End quote. Jacob Toppin is missing plenty of shots, man. And again, it's not to pile on him. Like, he transferred in. I think he's a sophomore, maybe. He's like young kid. I can't imagine he was hitting these shots in practice. With all due respect, Jacob. With all due respect. Like, I'd rather he say Dante Allen's not up to it, like defensively or conditioning wise, or at the very least, if you play Dante Allen 5 minutes a half, 5 to 7 minutes a half, right? You have tape to show him, like, after the game, hey, this is why you're not playing as much as you'd like to. Okay? Hey, you're not moving your feet defensively. You're not rebounding with 2 hands. That's one of Cal's big things. Rebound the ball with 2 hands. No one-handed. No getting flashy out there. So if a guy plays, you can point to this. Like, hey, this is what you need to work on if you want to play more minutes. But when you're going 9 minutes without a made field goal for a team that's already not good on offense, it's not like a good offense. It was like, we went cold. They'll shoot their way out of it. No, that one don't really fly. And it almost sounded like cap to me. And if it sounded like cap to me, you know it sounded like cap to the guys in the locker room. So there's a lot of blame for this season. And I think one part of it is Kenny Payne's departure. Like, he was assistant coach forever here, like the assistant coach. And he took a job to go be assistant coach with the Knicks. I don't think that really could have been prevented. You know what I'm saying? I think that was just it wasn't a money thing. Like, Kenny Payne, this is the respect I have for Kenny Payne. Kenny Payne's from Louisville, went to Louisville, played for Louisville. And last summer or so, that job came open and he was entertaining taking it. And I was like, man, I'm really going to have to fake root for Kenny Payne in Louisville. Thank God that didn't happen. But that's how much respect I have for Kenny Payne. And so I think if he just wanted to be a coach in the NBA, say he's an NBA coach, I mean, there's nothing Calipari could have said to appease that. You know what I'm saying? So I think that was kind of unavoidable. Another part, I think it's just this recruiting class. Like, again, the 5-star guys like Boston and Clark, they're shooting 43% from the 3-point line combined. Okay, combined. Like, BJ Boston shooting 38% from the field. I saw a clip the other day. Terrence Clark has played over 200 minutes, and he's hit the roll man, like, while running pick and roll. He's hit him exactly 1 time in 200 minutes. 1 time. So, like, some of the guys aren't clicking. I think there's the class is what it is, but it's one of those, like, I can't put it on Cal that Terrence Clark refused to pass, that BJ Boston can't hit shots. Now, if you want to leave him in there, and keep letting him do that. I can't put that on Cal. And he gets some of that blame too. Cal get two parts of that blame, if we being authentic. Like, he bought the groceries and he cooking the meal. Like, he's in charge of this. So Coach Cal gets some of the blame because he's not adjusting. Like he's college Mike Budenholzer, man. I'm telling you. And when it's a thing where it's like, when we're playing our game, nobody can beat us. Understood. But when you're not, you need to adjust. Like, the offense just goes dead. It can't just be, keep doing what you're doing. Same plays, same personnel, not letting new guys get a chance. So that's part on him. The other part is on recruiter Cal. Because, again, respectfully to these kids, it is no way you watch these individual players in high school and thought they would fit together. Now, if you watch them all in like a showcase AAU game where like all the 5-star guys, like they're all playing together, maybe so. But there's no way you watch guys like Askew, Boston Clark, Cam Fletcher, and thought they'd fit in with like Keon Brooks. All these between like 6'3" and 6'7" need the ball in their hand and can't shoot. There's no way you thought those guys would fit together. And that's not to say like recruit worse players, but when everybody has talent and when you have an abundance of talent, fit does matter. So when everybody's got the talent, you got to go some for fit. The Louisville game is supposed to be this Saturday. Had another game get postponed. I wish they would all get postponed, but we'll see. Because this Louisville game, we'll see if they've checked out or not. Like, if Louisville's a ranked team, if they win, it'd be the second time they've won over John Calipari since he's been here, so salute. But if they don't, that Louisville pack going sky high, daddy. Sky high. Moving on. Next thing I want to talk about is James Harden again, man. I feel like I've talked about James Harden for like a month straight, but I feel like it's for all the same reasons, but also for different reasons. And my main takeaway from this, James Harden needs better friends. James Harden and the oldest Obama daughter, Sasha Malia, I don't know which one is which, but every time I see, it's like Obama's oldest daughter, man, she can't take a drink, she can't hit the blunt, she can't dance. And it's like, you need better friends. Every time I see James Harden, somebody taking a 4K picture of him holding a bottle or a suitcase or some money. So, first things first, I want James Harden to get some better friends. Second of all, it came out recently, he was photographed at a club, and the defense he had for himself, this is quoting James Harden, "One thing after another, I went to show love to my homegirl at her event, not a strip club, because she is becoming a boss and putting her people in a position of success. And now it's a problem. Every day is something different. No matter how many times people try to drag my name under, you can't. The real always end up on top." End quote. They said, now it's a problem. Yes, it's a problem, nigga. It is a pandemic outside. You're not about to, Cosby was about to buy NBC. And now it's a problem. No, you're not finna do that to get out of this, man. I get you wanting to support your folks. Nothing wrong with that. And apparently he said he like sat in a section by himself with his security, didn't stay long, went to show his support and left. And maybe that's true. Man, like I don't know him as a capper. Maybe that's true. But I mean, if he can keep going if he just want to keep paying these fines, right? And I know it's a drop in the bucket to him, but it'd be about the principle to me, man. I'm not trying to get his money back to Adam Silver. They gonna split my fine money up against billionaires, man. That alone would be like, all right, let me just send a gift. Tell our catcher next time, because it's really a thing. Like, he around so many people. He don't be wearing no mask, and like, they just postponed the game. That's kind of how like fragile this is. They didn't have 8 players to suit up because a couple guys tested negative, but still contact tracing. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shut a game down. That's money loss, or pushed around at the very least. And I saw that Houston, they plan on having some fans in the stands. So you know Tillman Fertitta broke ass out there parking cars, serving popcorn, cooking hot dogs to save a buck. So if game getting shut down, he ain't getting paid. And if he ain't getting paid, ain't nobody in the arena getting paid. And it's like, it stinks to, you can't put all that on Harden, but these are the stakes, man. These are the risks. I'll also say that I can't imagine this is scaring off any team that wants him. You know what I'm saying? I can't, like, Brooklyn or Philly, no team. Oh my God, this James Harden, he won't stop partying. We didn't know this. So, like, this ain't scaring nobody off. Like, the Rockets are apparently just waiting, for the offer that they think is appropriate, which is fair. But every day this goes on, I feel like they're losing leverage. Especially if Harden's going to keep doing. If he shows he doesn't mind paying the fines, I don't know what leverage Houston got. To be honest, like if he's just like, hey, I'll just keep paying the fines, keep quarantining, keep playing in games, rinse, lather, repeat. I don't know what they're gonna do then. Because right now, like if the Nets get off to a hot start, if Philly get off to a hot start, they really don't have much incentive, right, to move or not move like ASAP, like give up the whole farm. Because it's like he'll be available at the trade deadline, he'll be available in the offseason. Like there's really no rush. So every time these stories come out, I just wonder like who's benefiting here. Like I don't think it's benefiting Harden or the Rockets. I guess it's benefiting like the teams interested. Every time something comes out, you might be able to drop the protection on one of them picks you're trading to them. But we'll see what we talking about next week on this very show for James Harden. You think he gonna stay inside for New Year's, man? Come on, dog. Come on, man. I got a couple random thoughts. Again, just like these aren't really related to anything, just random thoughts. Random thought number one. You know what's a horrible insult? Like horrible, like hurt your feelings. I know it used to be just killer. You tell somebody they in a one-horse town. You know how hurtful that gotta be? You know how much more it gotta hurt if it was true? Somebody tell you, man, get out of this one-horse town. And in your head, you like, hey, man, Roger's a good horse. Fuck you. But you can't say that out loud because you know he got you. Random thought alert number two. We're seeing a lot of these like posts, like Twitter and Instagram, all this. I feel like it's mostly the ladies that I've seen, but I can't say exclusively like I refuse to take the bare minimum. Listen, yes, you will. Okay? Yes, you will. If you posting those, yes, you will. And I'll leave it at that. Random thought number three. I think I've decided to trick all 2020. After much deliberation, I've decided if I cannot find love, I am willing to lease it. Random thought number four, which is connected to number three. You want to know if she's interested? Tweet about one of two things, and you will get contacted. Tweet about some money or tweet about your wife. Okay? And the beauty of it is, I don't have either one of those things. Random thought number five. Anytime a comedian favorites your like tweets, it's probably not a good sign. It's probably not a good sign. I don't even mean like, oh man, Chris Rock favored my tweet, but just like I just feel like anytime a comedian favorite it, they like, hey, that's a good idea. I'm gonna switch this around and put that on stage. So that's probably not a good idea. And the last random thought alert. This is something I'm gonna talk about later, but I just wanna. This is what kind of inspired it. I was watching the Dark Side of the Ring, the Owen Hart episode. Tremendous episode, incredibly sad, incredibly frustrating, and something that Owen Hart's wife, his widow, Martha, as her name said. She said it as soon as she got the news that her husband had died in the ring. She said she immediately saw two roads. She said she saw destruction and she saw reconstruction. And she said, I wanted to go down the destruction road and lose my mind and burn shit to the ground and all that. And she was like, I have two kids to be here for that just lost their father. So I have to reconstruct our life after this. And That's just something I've been thinking about, like destruction or reconstruction. And again, I'll get into it a little bit later, but that was just a random thought. I think those are the random thoughts for this week. Unless some more pop up, they are random. Next thing I wanted to talk about was recently the contract extension deadline in the NBA. It was a contract extension for certain vets, but mostly for the rookie class of, I think, 2017. Like how their contracts work. It's like a 4-year contract, and then restricted free agency. But before year 4, after you play 3 years, you have a chance to negotiate an extension, right? And guys, a couple weeks ago, that like the Jason Tatum's, Bam Adebayo, De'Aaron Fox, Donovan Mitchell, those guys, it's like, okay, you've shown enough. We're giving you the max. So the deadline was this past week for anybody who was willing to go into year 4 and play it out. So there were some contract extensions. There were a lot of them, actually, which I was kind of not necessarily surprised, but I did think there would be more restricted free agents available on the market next summer or next offseason, whenever that is. So this definitely took some of them off of the table. The first one, Markelle Fultz, former number 1 overall pick. He got 3 years, $50 million from the Orlando Magic. And I got to say, like $17 million a year for a lead guard that can't shoot. You know what I'm saying? That's one where I would have played that out with Markelle Fultz, because I can't imagine that will cost them more this offseason. And maybe Fultz goes off, proves me wrong. I would hope so. Like, I liked him coming into the draft. I hope he gets his footing there. But boy, oh boy, like Eric Bledsoe, like 16 or 17 million. He much better defender and shooter. And Fultz got 17. I would have had him tell him to play it out, and we'll talk at the end of the year, my guy. Luke Kennard with the Clippers got 4 for 56. Incentives take it up to 64, which a little steep, but he's a shooter, playmaker, and that costs. You know what I'm saying? Now, I think the risk there was he played 28 games last year. He had tendonitis in both knees, which I think it's healed, but it's a good thing any type of knee injury or inflammation, those never come back to bite you. So it's definitely some risk, but he'll get a lot of great looks. He got defenders to cover for him. I ultimately didn't mind that one. Jonathan Isaac from the Magic got 4 years, $80 million. At the end of this season, Jonathan Isaac will have played in 136 games and missed 174 games. So the risk is for him is that, if he's healthy next year, he's underpaid. He could get more than that. But if he's injured again, which, again, he's missed more games than he's played, you're on the hook for 4 years, $20 million pop. So I would have played that out. I know teams like to get those deals done to show faith in a player and build a good relationship with the agent and all that. But it's a good relationship with the team if you're paying a guy who's not playing and he just keeps getting injured. Like, not his fault, but I would have played that one out. Kyle Kuzma, the Kuz man, got 3 years, $40 million. So good for him, man. Good for Kuz. He got a player option on the end. It's a good tradable salary for the team. It's a pay bump for him. That feels like a win-win on both sides. OG Anunoby got 4 for 72. Also got the player option. That's another one I like for both sides. That feels like good business. Like, it's fair on both sides, because if he played out this season, he probably gets a lot more. Just a 3-and-D wing who's young could be restricted free agent when a lot of teams have cap space. He probably gets a lot more, but he's also had some injury issues. And the player option means he can get unrestricted free agency again at, I think, 25 or 26. So that felt like a good deal for both teams. Rudy Gobert, not a rookie, but he did get an extension. He got 5 years, $205 million player option. My first note I wrote for that, I'm going to read it in its entirety. LMFAO. My second note was in the article about him signing the deal. He didn't request the full 228 Supermax. He could have signed the same exact deal as Giannis, but he didn't. He took less so he could build around Donovan Mitchell. He took $22 less million over 5 years. So, like, them $4 or $5 million a year, I think that could get you got like LeBron James or something. So, respect Respect to Rudy Gobert taking a little bit less, doing it for the team. This is the third biggest contract in NBA history, behind Giannis, the one he just signed, and Russell Westbrook. Those guys are 2 MVPs, 3 MVPs they have combined between them. And Rudy Gobert wept when he didn't get into the All-Star game. My next note, he's getting $41 million a year. Again, this doesn't start until after next year because it's an extension. So you have to wait a year. It's $41 million a year average. It runs from his ages 29 through 34 seasons for a center that can't shoot, can't really switch, he can't punish you when teams go small ball, and he can't really neutralize other elite centers. Like Jokic in the first round gave him 26, 8, and 5, shot 52, 48, 85. And again, Jokic's a hell of a talent, right? But if I'm paying that type of money, you got to do something, Daddy-O. You got to be neutralizing something. And Jamal Murray was going over and through and around and under, like getting all types of buckets. Like Mr. Defensive Player of the Year, Mr. $200 million, couldn't get a stop with the series up 3-1 to a team that was down 2 starters at the time. I'm not paying the $5. It wouldn't have been me paying the $5. So I get that the Jazz, I know they got a new owner. He's like a big Jazz fan. He got deep pockets. Can't do it. Won't do it. And it ain't about, it's the clip of him chasing Steph around. Nobody can really do that. But like Westbrook was rocking the baby on you. Eric Gordon was holding you inside, man. So I better start seeing this referred to as like the worst contract in the league. And it doesn't matter. He can win Defensive Player of the Year, make All-Star, All-NBA. That don't matter because Russell Westbrook and Chris Paul did that too. Made All-NBA, and those are still called the worst deals in the league. Like, I've legit already heard about how James Harden's deal 4 years from now is going to age. The deal he hasn't even signed yet is going to age. But Mr. Screen Assists worth $40 million per for the next 5. No, sir. No, sir. Cannot do it. Monte Morris got 3 for 27 with Denver. I love that deal, too. If I was another team, I would be trying to trade for him. He doesn't turn the ball over. He's a good shooter. And in all honesty, he's better than Markelle Fultz for like half the money. Derek White got 4 for 73. Again, it feels a little steep. Like when you look at Anunoby getting 72, Derek White getting 73. But costs a little extra to stay in San Antonio. He's a two-way player. And again, if he has a decent season, somebody would overpay next offseason. Somebody going to have money that's burning a hole in their pocket. Now, a couple guys that didn't get deals, didn't sign extensions, I thought were interesting, and I'm really interested to see how they play this season. Lonzo Ball. For one, Lonzo Ball, clutch client, did not work out an extension. And in all honesty, if I saw Markelle Fultz get $50 million, I'd ask for $100. Now, is he twice as good as Markelle Fultz? No. But he's a better shooter, he's a better passer, and he's a better defender. And I think he's played more games. So you need to come off at least like 80 of them things if we talking. Lauri Markkanen didn't get an extension. That feels like the right move on both sides. He's had some injuries. He's had some inconsistency. Play it out. Like if he plays like a star, I think they have no problem him paying him like a star. But we'll see. Zach Collins out in Portland. He's interesting. I do still like him as a prospect, but he's had his injury concerns too. It's interesting because Portland, I feel like Portland usually takes care of their guys before free agency. Like they don't even want to take that chance. So I did think he'd get some kind of extension. Jared Allen in Brooklyn, he's going to play like 20 minutes a game this year because DeAndre Jordan. And he really should just like go for the highest PER of all time. Like I remember when Brandon Wright would play like 11 minutes a game and his PER was up there with like 1964 Wilt Chamberlain because he just like dunked, rebounded, did not miss shots because he only dunked. I think Jared Allen should do that. Like he's not going to play 35 minutes because DeAndre Jordan is Kyrie and Durant's friend. That's the game. But if Rudy Gobert got $40 million, man, dunk everything, don't take no jumpers, have the highest PER ever, you can get 25 a mil from a team. Easy peasy. John Collins, This was like another one, like Lauri Markkanen, right move for both sides. Came out that the Hawks offered him 4 for $90, which he turned down. He wants the max, which the Hawks were hesitant. So I think it's good that like they'll play it out. They drafted like he's not in their future plans, but if he has a great season, who's to say that didn't change? And Josh Hart. Josh Hart didn't get an extension. I thought he might. I thought New Orleans might try to get him, a cheap deal done, but he might not be in their future plans. Like drafted Nickeil Alexander-Walker last draft, picked up Kira Lewis this draft, and Josh Hart, he could be a nice pickup. Like he hasn't shot as well. Like he had a really good, I think he shot 40% from 3 rookie years, 34% last year. Decent enough defender, so he didn't get a deal. A decent season. He's one of those. We're gonna be surprised if he gets like $15 million a year or something that seems crazy now. A couple more intriguing guys, just in general. Frankie Smokes. Frank Ntilikina did not get a deal, surprisingly. And if I was him, I would just tell my agent, like, you've got to get me either with like LeBron or Luka, like somebody that can do all the ball handling, and I just defend the point guards and hit open threes. That's it. I don't want to go nowhere and try to run the show. Let me go play a year with LeBron, a year with Luka, try to rebuild my value, and then get a check. Malik Monk, big year for him out in Charlotte. He's had a couple of solid stretches, but it's just inconsistency with him, man. He's been inconsistent. He had a suspension last year, so this is a big year for him. Drew Holiday, not a rookie, not even intriguing. It's just that, boy, he's got Milwaukee by the balls, man. All the free agents are off the market. They don't have no more money. Giannis signed, so you got to keep him. He gonna get like all the money. I think it'll be his 3rd or 4th contract. He might get a deal bigger than Giannis. So Mitchell Robinson is another one. He's eligible. He's not a 1st-round pick, but because he's a 2nd-round pick, they're eligible for extension way sooner. And again, if I saw the deal Rudy Gobert just got, I ain't signing no extension yet, Mitchell Robinson. No way. Because he's going to block a lot of shots and dunk and shoot like 75% from the field. And I'd tell him to run me that Gobert bag. Please and thank you. Gary Trent Jr., a couple more 2nd-round guys like Gary Trent Jr. out in Portland. Maybe that's where Zach Collins' money goes. Like he's exactly what they need, so they can't afford to let him get away. Devontae Graham, I'm interested because I'm just not sure like if they've got room for Terry Rozier, and LaMelo Ball. So LaMelo's staying. So if Devontae resigns, I expect Terry to be moved. But if they can't reach a deal with Devontae, I expect them to probably move him, sell high on him. And Svi Mykhailiuk, the buddy from Kansas, the shooter, he playing in Detroit now. I think his value would be low just because they don't really have any good point guard play this year. Unless Killian Hayes is like the real deal immediately. And he can shoot. If he can't do nothing else, he can shoot. So somebody's going to steal him for cheap. Can't wait till the Clippers get him to back up Luke Kennard or something. But yeah, those are my guys. I like it because a good number of guys got extension, but enough guys didn't. To where like Lonzo, Lauri, Zach Collins, John Collins, Jared Allen. I think these guys are gonna be like balling this year. So I'm interested to see that. Right, we would jump into a question, 1 or 2 questions. It's Christmas. We're not going all day. 1, maybe 2 questions max. But first question, Trilly, if you get back into wrestling, it should be to watch AEW, which is run by the son of the Jags owner and some of the wrestlers, including Dusty Rhodes' son. Big 90s WCW vibes. You're right that Vince is overproducing shit on the other side. WWE kind of sucks now, but not wrestling in general. That's fair. And maybe so, because again, everything I was hearing about, them really getting some talent, the women's division, all that was for WWE. And glad to know that it's not just me, seeming like it's like overproduced and like a whole lot going on. And it's not that I like forgot Vince McMahon was a bad guy, but boy, oh boy, Dark Side of the Ring just bringing it all back. This motherfucker's terrible in every episode in a different way. So maybe I will give AEW a chance. That's a good suggestion. I didn't know it was ran by the, I think it's like something Shad Khan. I know his last name's Khan. The Jaguar guy and his son. I'm guessing it's the son that was arguing on Twitter with Yannick Ngakoue. Um, I hope it's the same son. So yeah, I might give that a chance. I saw a preview for it, or no, I think it after an NBA game it led into some AEW, and I was gonna watch it, but there was another NBA game on another channel, so I didn't. But I'm putting a pin in that one. Maybe AEW. Let me say this too, unrelated, but I think we should go to like levels of cancellation for bad guys. And what I mean is this. Vince McMahon's a bad guy, right? I think we can all agree on that. But what level of a bad guy is he? You know what I'm saying? I'm just throwing this out there. You tell me how, if it makes sense. Like a level 1 bad guy, that's ground tier stuff. Like you sent some bad tweets in high school, like quarterback Josh Allen. Sent some risque tweets in high school he probably wishes he didn't send. Like, okay, level 1, you know what I mean? You're on the radar for any future activity. But if you tweeted, some BS in high school and nothing else since then, level 1. And you might could even apply to get that off your record like a misdemeanor. Level 2, I'm thinking like people that said bad stuff, right? Like Dave Chappelle, Charles Barkley, like the guys that like said some bad stuff. And I won't say they didn't do bad stuff, knock on wood, but that we know of, right? Like saying some of these things is not good, and it is very bad, but it's like he's canceled. It's like the same level of canceled as like did bad, like Harvey Weinstein did bad stuff. I don't know about that. So you talking about somebody canceling, like, nah, he's a level 2. He was talking crazy. He was just talking crazy. Level 3, I think that's reform bad guy. And I think like Michael Vick here, and I know there are people here that want him level 100 forever, and people that think he shouldn't be on a level at all. But people that like Vick did a bad thing, and by all accounts, he's did nothing but atone for that. Like done community work and giving speeches and all that. I'm not sure what more people could ask for after the deed is done. I think another one. I mean, and there might even need to be more levels because it's things like I think Ray Rice has also done those things, but I think he also did something worse than Michael Vick, right? So I don't know. Again, just brainstorm, just thinking out loud here, guys. That's level 3. Level 4, like consistent bad guy. That's Vince McMahon. Like thoughts, words, deeds, consistently screwing people over, consistently, putting the money first and the people last. That's consistent bad guy, Vince McMahon. Like it's blood on his hands, but I don't think he's killed anybody directly, right? That's like the highest indirect bad guy you could be. Level 5 is O.J. Simpson. Like that, we're thinking that caliber of bad guy. O.J. and Harvey Weinstein, and you know what I'm saying? And maybe there's more levels within that. You break it down like level 5, section 2, like a statute, like a law or something. So just thinking out loud there. Just thinking out loud. Next question comes from So P. So P says, who are some musicians or bands that you enjoy that people wouldn't expect? Also, at what point do you think wedding playlists would change to reflect our generation? I swear if I have to attend another reception where grandma's going ham over Shout or Come On Eileen, I think I'm sending the newlyweds a card that says, thank you for the invite. Please respect my choice to omit a gift. First things first, Come On Eileen bangs, dude. Great song. But musicians, bands that I enjoy that people... I mean, I basically read this like, what white people do you listen to? I listen to a few. I love Amy Winehouse. Love all her work. I go back and forth. Like I used to argue Frank was the better album. Then I argued Back to Black was the better album. Then I argued they were both the better album. So I love Amy Winehouse. I listen to a lot of gospel music. A lot of like 70s, 80s, 90s mass choir gospel music because they used to sing. They was talking directly to Jesus. Phil Collins. I like Phil Collins. He got some hits. Cannabis. Not white, but like as much as I've railed and joked against real hip hop, it's because I was one troubled teen. I was one. So Cannabis, Johnny Cash, Hank Williams Sr. I think that might be I guess probably the most shocked if I heard I liked someone. Hank Williams Sr. got some bangers. It's a real shame his son is like a piece of shit. Because if he could have carried on that legacy, it would have been all right. Because Hank Williams Jr., no matter how I struggle and strive, I'll never get out of this world alive. I think you got Hey Good Looking, What You Got Cooking. Let me see what other Hank Williams I got on here. We can pull this up live. That ain't no problem. You're cheating heart? Oh, man. Will make you weak. You'll cry and cry yourself to sleep. But sleep won't come. Never mind. Y'all not ready to hear that. Love Sick Blues. Now listen to this. I'm just a little snippet. Just a taste, man. Y'all hear what this man was going through? Mason Ramsey, who?
I got a feeling all the blues, oh Lord, since my baby said goodbye. Lord, I don't know what I'll do. All I do is sit and sigh.
All right. Hank hitting a little too close to home. But yeah, Hank Williams Sr. Gotta differentiate the senior. I don't know if these are surprising. Nina Simone, Billy Paul, Rick James. I feel like those are the biggest, I guess, people wouldn't expect. And as far as the wedding playlist, nobody's getting married anymore. You know what I'm saying? Don't fret. Don't really worry about that. It's like, we're still here and shout. You know what I'm saying? That's, I don't know, 50, 60 years old. So it takes some time. But also, just take some solace. Just know that 50 years from now, people then will be listening to like Bad and Bougie or Sanguine Paradise. Like, oh my God, this old stuff. And you're going to be the grandma, the grandpa, still dancing. So just something to consider. Next question, also from So P, says, outside of Atlanta, if you were demanding a trade in the NBA, what would be your top 5 cities of choice? Doesn't have to be a good team. Like, you could choose New York for the marketability, nightlife, even if they're being run by Swackhammer Dolan. I got 5 of them. Got 5 of them as requested. Miami, number 1, of course. Like weather, state tax, weather. It's all there. DC. I love DC. DC reminds me of Atlanta, like if Atlanta went to grad school. It's like just kind of a class, I don't want to say classier. They think they classier, but they don't understand it's two sides of the same coin. That's the coldest climate I could do, DC. Charlotte. I like Charlotte. Like, it's a nice town. You can live like a king in Charlotte with no expectations. LA, like slash the Bay, I lump those in because like this could have been like all California cities. And Houston. Give me Houston, man. I like Dallas a lot, but no dice on Dallas. I like drop tops too much. You know what I'm saying? I like to ride with the top down a little too much for Dallas. Put the number 2 JFK reps on the board. So yeah, Miami, DC, Charlotte, LA, slash the Bay. And again, I know they're not close, but come on. And Houston. Trade me to any one of them 5 and I'd make it work. All right, next question from Mr. Pokin' Beans himself, Grum. Grum says, rank these bad wrestler names. Included the years in case you need to research them. First, from WCW 2000, we have Hugh G. Rection. Hugh G. Rection. Hold for applause. WCW 1989, we have The Ding Dongs. WWF 1999, Meat. And also WWF 1999, Beaver Cleavage with Mrs. Cleavage. I rank these from least awful to most awful. Number 1, least awful, the Ding Dongs. That's, you know what I'm saying, that's bad, but you can get away with that. Like Chuck Berry, who is famous for only this thing I'm about to say, and only this thing I'm about to say. He went number 1 with a song called My Dingaling. You know what I'm saying? In the 60s, 70s, I don't know. This is tame. And Ding Dong, the food, might not have been invented yet, but they're solid. So Ding Dongs, that's the least bad. 2, Meat. Like it's bad, but that's just more boring than bad. Like They get you in a room, decide your character. Now you're meat. That's just you. And also, that was Future's first rap name. Meathead, meat. So it can't be that bad. 3, huge erection. It's way too long for a joke name, and it's a very short shelf life. Right? Like, you announce him to come out and wrestle the first time. You'll get that first laugh, huge erection. And then after that, no. Like, what's his finishing move? He just has a boner. I don't like that. But the worst, and this is one I feel like I remember this one because it was weird then, and it's much weirder now that I'm an adult. Beaver cleavage, and that was worse because he was supposed to be like, leave it to the beaver, but if he was like mentally handicapped and also made sexual innuendos with the actress portraying his mother, so it's definitely beaver cleavage. I could hear an argument for huge erection being worse, but with the whole everything, I got to go beaver cleavage, by far the worst. Next question from Jim Jam 9000. Jim Jam says, what's the worst television you have ever seen? Example, last season of Game of Thrones. Jim Jam said that, not me. Okay? He said, and what has been the best? Example, The Simpsons. Again, Jim Jam, not me. However, sip from a damn drink. The last season of Game of Thrones, man. Come on, dog. What else even comes to mind? I ain't even seen that much TV, full TV, and I know that. And it was so bad because it was such a letdown. It was such a letdown because so much ultimately ended up not mattering. I think that's what really pissed people. That's what pissed me off. But I feel like I've heard the same. Like, nobody liked it. And even if you did, you could admit, like, yeah, they put a lot of stuff in there that just didn't need to be there. That it just didn't make sense. But if you like the ending, go on and just cut this off and just block me back. So that was pretty bad. The first season of Parks and Rec was really bad. Like, it tried way too hard to be The Office, like a PG or a PG-13 Office, and it just wasn't working. Y'all remember Mark Brandanowitz? Holy smokes! But to their credit, I think they hit their stride. I'd say the end of season 2. Like, whenever Ben Wyatt and Chris Traeger come into town. So, like, when people ask me about Parks and Rec, I usually tell them, like, hey, read about the first season. If you want to watch the early part of the second season, it won't kill you. But the first season might. But once they come in, it's smooth sailing from then on out. And the third worst season I've seen, season 2 of The Wire, man. It didn't need an entire season. I don't care. I get it. I get you had to show it was bigger than the plot. That would have took all of, like, 14 minutes. Like 14. You could have sprinkled a couple episodes of that into season 1 and season 2. That didn't need an entire season. And some of the best television I've seen, The Wire season 3. I got to give credit when it's due. And maybe I might have to rewatch these. Maybe I like 3 so much just because it wasn't 2. 2 was just so bad. Season 4 gets the hype, and rightfully so. Great season. It was one with the kids. But season 3 was Amsterdam. It was the start of, like, the politics. You got to see some Avon and Stringer. It introduced Marlo. I feel like it had a lot of moving parts, especially compared to season 2 when it was like boats. Next best season I've seen, Curb Your Enthusiasm. Season, is it 4 or 5? Whenever the one when Mekhi Phifer's his private investigator, and he finds out, he's like, you might be a Gentile. And he has him do, like, the research. That was pretty funny. I also really enjoyed this most recent season of Curb. Like, it might be time for a rewatch of Curb, and we might do, like, a chat about it. But whatever season that was, I really enjoyed. Game of Thrones season 3, I got to give credit where it's due. Red Wedding was that season. Ramsay and Theon was that season. Sansa and Tyrion was that season. Or I really like season 6 as well. That was when John came back. So when he left the Night Watch, they brought in like the High Sparrow, and he was such a great villain, man. Like he never put his hands on the work. You know what I'm saying? He was so far removed from it. He was Marlo Stansfield. Now I'm ready for a Game of Thrones and The Wire mashup where Jimmy McNulty goes undercover, invades the the Stark household. Nah, I'm rambling. And Peaky Blinders season 3. That's the one where Tommy and Grace get married, and then it all goes to shit. Like that boy Tommy was fighting demons. I was just pointing at him, Leo DiCaprio. So yeah, Curb season 4 or 5, maybe both. Curb had a good run. Game of Thrones season 3 and also 6. Peaky Blinders season 3 and also The Wire season 3. Next question's from the Tom Penny. Tom says, the next 5 years, Tua or Herbert? I will admit, I haven't watched a whole lot of either. I've seen more of Tua in game action, but I've seen more of Herbert's highlights, which feels kind of unfair to judge him. I would have went Tua like before the season easily. Like I was in on him in Alabama, even understanding like maybe he's not always going to play with everybody 5-star. And like the Dolphins are good. I don't know if they're like great yet. Feels like he's not like holding them back enough to where it's like they're losing games. But it feels like, Herbert's clearly had the better season. And I think it's fair to say with less around him. And it's one of those things like he's got him just about everywhere. Like he passed for more yards an attempt, for like more touchdowns, like going downfield more, completing more passes, more mobile than I thought. Like I've seen a couple of Herbert runs where he's moving and he like taking on linebackers and stuff. So I based off this first season, you have to go Herbert. But I'm still not out on Tua. I've seen some, I guess, lower on him than they were coming into the season. Of Herbert and Burrow, he's probably third there. But I think he was drafted third of those three. Tua and Herbert were drafted close. So, and either way, he's probably going to quarterback a playoff team. We'll see if he grows from there. So, but I for now, next 5 years, I feel like you'd have to go Herbert based on what they've done their rookie year. Next question. Way too early finals preview of Nets versus Lakers. Who wins and in how many games? Very presumptuous, but Lakers in 6. They got whooped by the Clippers. The final score was closer than that game was. But I think that they just got to get their starting lineup right. I think Schroeder started. I know when he got traded there, he was talking about he's a starter, but it just feels like he and Harrell should just be doing damage off the bench. Like if Vogel called me, per se, I would start Gasol, AD, LeBron, KCP, and one of either Matthews, Caruso, or THT, Taylor Horton Tucker. I'd lean Matthews just because he feels like the steadiest. He'll just defend whoever and hit threes. Could go with Caruso. I think he's got a little bit more upside, maybe a little less steady. You could go THT, right? Just see what he has. I think I'd rather have him off the bench. So for this case, I would go Matthews. I would start Wesley Matthews. And off the bench, Schroeder and Montrezl Harrell, like just doing damage like they both did last year separately. But just put them together. And I feel like they could cook. Then you put Kuzma, Markieff Morris, Caruso, and THT around those guys. That feels like the move. I know Schroeder wants to start, but I also know he wants to get paid. Like he's free agent this offseason. He wants to get paid. And I think his best bet is probably just coming off the bench. But he'll probably close games. He's got the hot hand. They're not going to take him out to go back to Wesley Matthews. But I would bring him off the bench. And for the Nets look great, but we got to see him against an NBA team. Right? We saw him against the Golden State Warriors or the Bay State Warriors, whatever their G League team was. Boy, that team looked horrible, didn't they? So let me see him against a real team before I worry about their defense. But Kevin Durant be healthy then. And man, I gotta say, he didn't even play that great of a game, but he didn't need to. He'll just do a couple things, like a couple jumpers, couple moves where he gets to the lane. I never really understood why he doesn't get the credit like Giannis does. If KD wants to get to from end zone to end zone, it's about 5 strides. Maybe it slowed down a little after the injury. It's about 6. But I'm happy he's just back in our lives playing basketball. And I do want, the common concerns about their defense, but boy, oh boy, they got a lot of shot makers on their team. And everyone knows the best defense is more offense. So we'll see. But we do got to see them against an NBA team before we do any kind of judgment. But having said that, give me Lakers in 6. That deaf guy Pat asks, this, if you could go on a date with Jose Canseco, what would you do? What would you talk about? What would or would you not bring up at that date? And for that matter, what athletes would you absolutely not want to be forced to go on a date with? Karl Malone. And the Jose Canseco question comes from a tweet December 18th from @Jose Canseco, the real McCoy. And it says, quote, "Do you want to date Jose Canseco? We have selecting candidates to attend a speeding dating day with the MLB MVP slugger. If you are interested, send a picture and bio to showtimecustomer@gmail.com. Capacity will fill up fast, so please submit ASAP." All right, so Canseco, I think he's a level 4 bad guy, right? I think he's had more than one domestic occurrence. Like the snitching, that wouldn't get you level 4. But the repeated domestic, level 4, maybe. Nah, nobody's OJ. So level 4. So no thanks. I'm good on a date with him. But Pat, if I was to go on this terrible date, the first thing I would ask Jose Canseco, I need to know everything that he remembers about the Simpsons episode. Like the Homer at Bat episode where Jose Canseco was, "Don't worry, ma'am, I will save your cat. I will save your washing machine." Because apparently, from what I've read about that episode, Canseco and his wife at the time didn't like the episode. They didn't like the way he was portrayed. They wanted him to keep looking like more and more and more heroic. So I would just love to hear what he remembered, if anything, about that episode. 2, I need to know everybody on the juice, man. I want all the names. Also, I want to know, why did he snitch on the ones he did snitch on? And why didn't you snitch on? You know what I'm saying? What's the line? Because I know, not all of them was your boys. Some of them was, and that boy was telling tales. You know what I'm saying? I need to know, since he's retired, he's been in, a couple of, professional sanctioned fights. And he got his ass whooped by a 7'2" guy in MMA. And he's also got his ass whooped by a 5'9" former kick returner. So I just want to know, what's going on, man? You know what I'm saying? You're literally on the juice. What the hell? I would need to know, I found out his full name is Jose Canseco Capas Jr. And I just need to know, does he think that going by his middle name made the difference? Because I do. If he was just Jose Capas Jr., he hit about 230. 11 home runs a season. That ain't no star. Jose Canseco, that's a star name. And the last thing I need to know from Jose Canseco, why did he shit on his brother like this? Listen to this quote I'm about to say. This is from Jose Canseco. Quote, "These kids don't need steroids to become players. We overemphasize the steroids and not the athletic ability and skills of these people. We're taking away the hard work the athlete puts in and saying that he became great just because of steroids. Let me give you a perfect example. I have an identical twin brother, Ozzy. He is the closest thing to me genetically. And in my prime, I was a super athlete. My twin brother used the same chemicals, same workouts, the same nutrition. Why didn't he make it in the big leagues? That is the perfect example that we're giving steroids way too much credit. If steroids are that great, it would have made him a superstar." End quote. Damn. You could have got that point across without, listen, he was the same as me if I sucked. Look at me, look at him. Picture one of us was awesome and the other one sucked. That was Ozzy. Him right there. The one that looks like me. Only he sucks. So that's really all I need to know about. It could be a speed date, and I feel like I could get all 6 of them answers in and out the door. Next question from Rare. Rare says, might be a deep dive, but if there was an expansion team added in the NBA this year, who are you drafting? The rules are each team can protect 8 players that you cannot draft. Rule number 2, you can draft maximum 1 player per team. Rule number 3, you cannot draft current free agents. Rule number 4, salary cap does not matter. Rule number 5, in a real scenario, a team must draft at least 14 players. But for the sake of not caring about the end of your bench, give us the first 10 picks. Follow up. What are you naming your new team? Again, I'll answer the second part first. The Seattle Supersonics. The Seattle Supersonics is what I'm naming the team. I'm going to put them in Tampa. No. If you expand in any way and it's not the Supersonics, man, you can keep it. You can keep it. So that's the name of the team. It was fake deep dive, fake not, right? Like once I found that you just look at like an NBA depth chart and it just shows you everybody in depth. It's like, okay, yeah, they're probably not keeping the third string point guard. You know what I'm saying? So the 3 things I was looking for: expensive guys to take on for draft capital, because again, salary cap doesn't matter to me, and I know that's the way the Aces, the hockey team, built. Like they took terrible contracts from other teams and took picks to get it. Like, hey, Andrew Wiggins, man, oh man, that guy costing y'all $197 million in luxury tax. Throw us a future first. We'll take him off your hand. Like no protection. Like we getting like picks that are real first round picks. Not turns into 6 second round picks. So I'm looking for those guys. I'm looking for like first round picks or even second round, like just guys still on like early rookie contract, and they're not bad. Like they're just kind of at a stacked position. And I'll get to this later, but one of the examples is like Jalen Brunson. Like in Dallas, they've got Luka, of course, playing point guard. They just signed Trey Burke. They drafted Tyrell Terry, and they've got Jalen Brunson. So it's like they're not keeping all 4 of those guys. Whichever guy they don't protect, I'm fine with. And the third thing, I'm looking at like guys that teams can't really afford to protect because they're trying to compete for this year. And the example I have there is like RJ Hampton. Like RJ Hampton, I think was a projected top 5 or 10 pick going into the draft, played overseas, and he fell to the Nuggets. And of course, they want to keep him long term, but they're also trying to win a championship this year. So they're going to protect, more people like that. So I feel like you could get a RJ Hampton or a Bol out of there. So those are the 3 things I look for. I went through all the teams. I won't go through how much time I put in this. It's a shame. It's a shame how much time I looked at this and was like, I don't know if they keep Robert Williams IV or Carson Edwards. But these are the players I came up with. I guess I'll say some of the ones I didn't pick first. Atlanta, I think you could get Clint Capella. I really do. They've got they brought in so many players. I think it would come down, like they've got a lot of young talent. And as far as bigs, I feel like they just wouldn't protect that many bigs. So I think you could get one of Collins, Capella, or Okongwu. And when Capella sat, I think they could leave him unprotected. Boston, I think it'd be Robert Williams. Like, yeah, I'll say the 10 pick, but I'll just skim through it. Like DJ Wilson in Milwaukee, he was a tough cut. Like, again, just a first round pick. From what I've seen, I've liked. Not bad. He's just on a team that's been trying to win a championship like since he got into the league. Cassius Stanley in Indiana. Johnny Wall in Houston. Oh, baby. Like Dennis Smith or Frankie Smokes in New York. Like one of those guys. New Orleans, you could get a really good player. Like they've just got a lot. I thought you could get like Eric Bledsoe or Jackson Hayes. Maybe Nickeil Alexander-Walker. Depending on if they protect Kira Lewis. Like Justice Winslow. In Philly, I really think you could get Tobias Harris. I think it'd be like, do they want to protect Tobias Harris or Furkan Korkmaz? And they look at the contracts and it's like, Tobias. I'm like, yeah, I'll take him for a first round pick. So Kuzma, I also think you get Kuzma. Now, I wouldn't want him, but I'm just saying. I feel like they'd leave him unprotected in a heartbeat. So, the 10 guys that I picked, do I have 10? Yeah, I got 10. And, again, some of these were like salary guys. Like, this team is going to stink. Like, that's the point. But I just wanted, again, the three things I was looking for. So, I took Capella from the Hawks. I took Bruce Brown from the Nets. I took Blake Griffin from the Pistons. I need to sell a jersey. Blake can sell a jersey. I don't care if he's healthy. Like, you know what I'm saying? We're in no rush. Give me John Wall because duh. Here's what I went back and forth on this, but I'm ultimately, I guess, an expansion team trying to have some fun and bet big. I'm taking Jalen McDaniels and Jaden McDaniels. Okay, one's in, I think, Minnesota. I think Jaden is in Minnesota and Jalen is in Charlotte, if I'm not mistaken. The older brother was like, 4-star, went to Washington. The younger brother is 5-star, went to Washington. I like having brothers on my team. It was one of those, like, they won championships together in college, in high school, but they're not twin brothers like the Harrison. They're a year, maybe two apart. I just like, I want brothers on my team. I thought about the Morris twins. They're a little long in the tooth here. But I like having brothers on my team. And again, they were also, I know Jaden was. But yeah, one was 4-star, one was like an elite recruit. And apparently the one that Wenyen Gabriel told not to go to Kentucky. So he won't get away from me this time. Give me Jalen Brunson. Though, the way he looked, their first game, he looked good. But whichever one of those point guards they're leaving, if it's Trey Burke because he's older, cool. That's a shooting point guard right there. Or Tyrell Terry. We'll take him too. John Wall, Blake Griffin. I went R.J. Hampton, Cassius Stanley, and out of New Orleans, Josh Hart. Like another guy I just think would be available. Like they've just got a lot of bodies, a lot of young, cheap bodies. And when that's the case, it feels like you can get somebody who's about to go to free agency, which is Josh Hart. But yeah, Cassius Stanley, just like the 5-star guy, fell to the second round. You hope there's some not similar game, but you hope there's like some Gary Trent Jr. to his development. Like, hey, 5-star, maybe it didn't work out the rookie year, but he's definitely an NBA player. So, Capella, Bruce Brown, Jaden McDaniels, Jalen Brunson. A lot of, sound like mixed triplets. Jaden, and Jalen. Johnny Wall, because duh. Blake Griffin, because I'm putting together the 2012 All-Star team. R.J. Hampton. Cassius Stanley. Those like basically my young gunners. That's basically my first and second round pick for this team before the draft. And give me Josh Hart. Josh, just a guy like Villanova, solid player. Fits the mold of a 3-and-D guy. So we got some, every couple nights, like John Wall will have a night, Blake will have a night. The McDaniels brothers will do some kooky stuff. They'll be like, if the Lopez brothers were like cooler. Capella, he just getting passed around, man, but a solid player. Bruce Brown, I don't even know if he'd be available, but looking at the Nets, it was like they got to protect enough to keep Harden. You might let Brucey Brown slip through the cracks. But I feel good about my team. I feel real good about my team. Next question. Can you talk about how Santa Claus's real name is just Chris? Let me just say this. This is really y'all's man. Like, I mean, no judgment. I'm just asking. Like, is this y'all's man? I'm going to take a sip. Y'all think about that. It's that raw. This really y'all's man? It ain't just Chris. It's Chris with a K. Did you know that? Did you know both Chris and Kringle are spelled with K's? I'll take it one further. Did you know his middle name is Kennedy? 3 references. Chris Kennedy Kringle. Are you kidding me? Y'all letting white men in pointy hats come up into y'all's house? Come on now. Listen, Malcolm will be ashamed of you. And y'all leaving them snacks. What would Mega ever say, man? What would Rosa Parks say if she knew y'all was doing this foolishness? But again, hey, that's y'all's man. So you know what I'm saying? A friend of yours is a friend of mine. The boy just looked a little funny in the light to me. Our next question from Comrade Feeny Claus. Oof. Bad timing for you, bub. How the hell is New Jack not in prison? Just finished season 2 of Dark Side. Listen, who going to get him? Who going to get him? That man, you see that big ass glass of orange juice and vodka that man was drinking? Come on now. Who going to get that man? You think he's scared of prison? You think he get real, Klaus? Also, his murders were in the name of the game. All he got to do is say, listen, how many bodies Vince McMahon got? You know what I'm saying? I'll take the whole industry down with me. So, if you watch season 2, I just watched the one, Dr. David Schultz, where he slapped the hell out the reporter 2 times, slapped him on both ears. And the way he became a bounty hunter, honest to God, I was like, New Jack would be a really good bounty hunter. Like if he could, you know what I'm saying, stay off the crack. Which, I mean, listen, he loved his crack. I don't want to separate a man from his loved ones, but if I had some bail or a price on my head, I would not want to look and see New Jack running after me. Next question. What old-timey death is funnier? The kid who was swung to death by a circus clown, or this duck? And there's a link to a story. First, I will read about the teen killed by being swung by his heels by a circus clown. This is something I found, I don't even know. Like, if somebody brought it up on Twitter, like, I'm a Wikipedia deep diver. Like, I might have just seen it. And like unusual deaths. That's what it is. You ever got some time to kill? Read unusual deaths on Wikipedia. It's just me going, damn, goddamn. Just terrible deaths. But the one that really caught my eye, I found the article from that time. January 11th, it's 1854. William Snyder, a 13-year-old, either dies or is buried after an unfortunate accident after being swung by his heels by a circus clown. Killed by being swung around by the heels by a circus clown. We clipped from the evening news of Wednesday. The coroner held an inquest today upon the body of William Bernard, the boy who was injured last night at the Pacific Street Circus by the clown. Clown is in italics. Only the word clown. It's capitalized and in italics. So by the clown, swinging him around. A post-mortem examination was held upon the body, the result of which proved to be that the death was caused by a rupture of the left pulmonary artery. The coroner's jury returned a verdict of death being produced by accident. He was a native of Cincinnati, Ohio. He was about 13 years of age. Now, there was a rumor, I'm just seeing in this article, that he was dropped on his head during that. But even then, like, you know, pulmonary rupture, I know that's like heart vein stuff. Like in and around the heart, not the legs. But the wildest part, was that a trick? Like, hey, who wants to step up, be swung around by your heels? And William said, me. Yeah, me over here. It's me, William. And he said, step right up. And I don't know how you initiate that. He stand on the table and he just grabbed his heels and just gave him the old do-si-do. And the only thing I just keep thinking about is how poor William Bernard was just screaming round and round. But you couldn't really hear it because he was being swung by his heels by the clown. Like he was just being like, you know, so on and so forth. Until he died. So it's not funny at all. I would love to know, like, what's I need a psychological or a scientific, that one, experiment. What's the appropriate amount of years where something goes from tragedy to acceptable humor? Right? Like, again, JFK getting shot dead in Dallas has been a running joke on Twitter as long as I've been there. You know what I mean? That was like, it was 63. You know what I'm saying? You got parents and grandparents that was alive then, and that's just acceptable. And it's something I wonder about because it was something Patrice O'Neal said a long time ago, and he was like, just wait. September 11th is going to be a joke, like a joking day, and also like a holiday, apple pie, hot dogs, hamburger. He's like, we just got to get a little bit further from it. And I don't think he's wrong. Like if I said just yesterday, a kid was swung from his heels by the clown, you'd chuckle, but you wouldn't feel good about it. But 1854, nobody has any problem laughing uproariously at this. The thing I don't like, there's a link in this article to a site called Find a Grave, and it has like pictures of people's graves. And it's got like not even a picture of Willie Boy. It's just got 3 clippings of the article. Died being swung around by the heels by a circus clown. Bro, just don't document my grave. You know what I mean? If that's the way, just don't document my grave. Died 1852 to 1865. He died. What happened? He died. That's what happened. So, that's story number 1. The story about, this is one I have not heard. I've never read this. Usually I read this stuff beforehand. Have not read this one because I want it to be all fresh. Title: Duck eats yeast, quacks, explodes, man loses eye. From Des Moines, Iowa, January 2nd. And I quote, "The strangest accident recorded in local history occurred this morning when Rhodomanthus, a duck, which took a prize at the recent Iowa Poultry Show, exploded into several hundred pieces, one of which struck Silas Perkins in the eye, destroying the sight. The cause of the explosion was the eating of yeast, which was placed in a pan upon the back porch and tempted his duckship, which was taking a Sunday morning stroll. Upon returning from church, Mr. Perkins discovered his prized duck in a somewhat logy condition. Telltale marks around the pan of yeast gave him his clue. He was about to pick up the bird when the latter quacked and exploded. With a loud report, Mr. Perkins ran into the house, holding both hands over one eye. A surgeon was called, who found that the eyeball had been penetrated by a fragment of flying duck and gave no hope of saving the optic." End quote. I gotta say, man, that's tough. That you just get home. What's wrong with my pride? What's wrong? Rhodomanthus, talk to me, man. And he picks him up. And imagine you just picked up your pet. Imagine you picked up your dog and he just exploded, right? You expect a lot of things when you pick up a dog or a duck. Exploding? And then some of the flying, like a feather. Like what? Like he was, some of that rib bone punctured his eye. So that's pretty tough. But I'll say this. If I was due, I think I would have rather been killed by that. You lose your eye. And people are like, hey, where's your eye? And also you're a duck. And he's like, it's a long story. Like I'll just forward you the link in the newspaper. I don't know what year this is from. Let's see. It's really old timey. So let's hope that it was like 4 years ago. This was from, there is no year. Oh, January 1910. January of 1910. And right now, I am on Snopes right now. Let's see what Snopes has to say. Y'all remember Snopes, bro? Man, they don't even tell you if it's true or false no more. And they asking for money like we could click off that. But respectfully, I don't know if there will be a funnier death than getting swung to death by your heels by a circus clown. You know what I'm saying? That's just the pits, man. So Nah, it's a close contender, but not quite. Radamanthus, not quite. Next question. Any thoughts on the Pro Bowl selections? We were talking about it in the football channel, and there were a few head scratchers. Here's what I took from the Pro Bowl. Right, again, I admittedly haven't watched as much, so I can't say like who's deserved, who's undeserving. But I did look at both conferences, and I noticed that there was one running back total drafted in the first round. One out of 6. 3 AFC, 3 NFC. And the only first round back was Josh Jacobs. He's rushing for 3.7 yards per carry right now. Sick. Pro Bowl worthy. Love that. Also saw Andrews Pete in there, and I know for a fact, I've seen multiple videos of him or like screenshots of him like on the ground, not blocking who he's supposed to be blocking, not playing Pro Bowl ball is what I'm getting at. I saw Jamal Adams, and I was like, has he even played? I thought he was still hurt. Nah, he's turned to play like 10 games. How about that? So, again, I haven't watched as much, but as a GM, I just looked at the Pro Bowl guys. I just wanted to see who had, like, what positions had the most first rounders, so I know what positions to pick first round and which ones not to pick first round. You know what I'm saying? Like quarterback, 3 per conference. One quarterback there was not picked in the first round. Right? One was not, and that was Russell Wilson. He's the only, every other quarterback was picked in the first round. Running backs, again, 1 of 6, Josh Jacobs. Wide receivers, 2 of 8, and that was Justin Jefferson and DeAndre Hopkins, the other 6, not first rounders. Tight end, 50% of them first rounders. Only 4 of them, but TJ Hawkinson and Evan Ingram. I know Giants fans do not like Evan Ingram, so I don't know if that means he's been good this year or this is another bad choice. But 2 of 4, not bad. Offensive line, 10 of the guys, 10 of 16 were first round picks. 6 of the offensive linemen were not. And that was Jason Kelsey, Teron Armstead, Elston Jenkins, David Bakhtiari, Joel Bitonio. Who am I forgetting? Somebody's forgetting, but it was 6. But 10 were first round, 6 were not. Defensive line, 8 were first round picks, 4 were not. Grady Jarrett, Calais Campbell, Chris Jones, Frank Clark were the 4 that were not. Linebacker, 50-50. 5 first rounders, 5 non-first rounders. The non-first rounders, Matt Judon, Darius Leonard, Zadarius Smith, Fred Warner, Bobby Wagner. And defensive backs, 14 total. 6 of them were not first round, which means 8 were first round. Xavier Howard, Justin Simmons, Honey Badger, James Bradbury, Quandre Diggs. Those are the guys that somebody else. I got the number right. The name's not so much. But I thought that was interesting just in terms, like, if you're looking only at this, you're probably looking to use a first rounder at quarterback, where 5 of the 6 guys were first rounders. Offensive line, where 10 of the 16 were first rounders. Defensive line, 8 of 12. And defensive back, 8 of 14. And I feel like those square pretty well, right? Find a quarterback. Protect him, offensive line. Get to their quarterback, defensive line. And now you need DBs. And you might even honestly switch DBs and defensive line now. Like if you can fake manufacture a pass rush, but you got good coverage on the back end. So I could see moving DB up there. But man, oh man, the manifesto looking pretty good. Because I said quarterback, my lineman, and I'm talked into DB now. Linebacker's interesting. There's a lot more there than I thought. But if it's also different, and I may do this for all pro too, just because I'm interested in it. Because there's a difference between like Pro Bowl linebacker and like Khalil Mack. You know what I'm saying? Like for defensive line, Frank Clark is here. Frank Clark's good, but Aaron Donald's also here. You know what I'm saying? He's the first rounder. So there's a gap between those two. So I'll probably do it for all pro too. I know nobody cares but me, but I care. Next question from L. Broads. Broad says, may we please get some early NBA award predictions from yourself, Sir Trilly Whiskers. Particularly interested in your Defensive Player of the Year and MVP votes. I'm glad you said that, Bronze. Glad you said that. I'm going to do a tease for my own self on this very same channel. Put a pin in this one. Put a pin in this one, Bronze, because I'm working my way through it. I'm still doing the previews day by day. I'm over halfway done. 2 teams a day. Check them out if you haven't. Or don't. It's your choice. So, at the end, my last episode is going to be predictions and awards. That's what we call a tease. But also, I really don't know, man. Like, going through these teams is really... I feel like every single X Factor, I'm like, damn, that's the most improved. That's the most improved. Now, that's the most improved. And I have no idea. So, I got you, though. That last episode, which will be coming probably in the next week. By the way, we're going, still cooking, doing one a day or so. So, we'll have all that. Rookie of the Year, Most Improved, 6-man Defensive Player of the Year, MVP. Also doing 4 All-NBA teams, like my predictions, because I think there should be 4. I'll be doing 3 All-Defensive teams, because I think there should be 3. So, put a pin in that one, Broads. Put a pin in that one, my friend. Next question. You gonna figure out how to do a ham contest on Twitch? I bet you won't, coward. Listen. This is bigger than me. You understand? I think everyone knows. I defend the title on Twitch, Clubhouse, Tinder, over here, over there, with a fox, with a bear. But as a participant, I'm not on the board of directors anymore. You know what I'm saying? I hung that up. I sold my stock when I came back out of the booth. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not on the board. It's out of my hands. It's not my jurisdiction. But I do say this. I want fans in the building. It's not the same. You know what I'm saying? Like the sports, they've done well to give us good presentation when the fans aren't there. But those are sports. Those are games. This is life. You know what I'm saying? I want y'all to be in the building when I raise that belt. And I'm wearing all 4 of them on my body. You know how like the old heavyweights used to do, one on your neck and each arm and your waist. Like real sick looking. So Twitch, I mean, we'll have that available, of course, for those that can't be there. Those have been banned by the board. Again, out of my jurisdiction. But now we're working on that. Don't you fret. We are working on that, my friend. Next question. Besides your own, whose voice would you want people to hear in their head when reading your tweets? I don't even want y'all to hear my voice when you read. Like, I don't know. Just reading. But the 3 I came up with, Dave Chappelle, but it's got, like, not Dave Chappelle's regular voice. It's got to be when he's, like, doing the laugh, like he's making fun of himself. That's my favorite Dave Chappelle voice. Like, in one of the stand-ups, was Age of Spin? He was like, kids at school, they were like, Dave Chappelle's poor. That's the voice. Like, that one. Read it in that one. Number 2, Patrick Mahomes. I just think it would be very funny. I can't imagine Patrick Mahomes and I have had any similar tweet. Like, you know what I'm saying? The Venn diagram there is just 2 far apart circles. So just to hear Patrick, she's just having a little sex, bro. That whatever frog in the throat voice ass he got. And I'll say this, the boy got $500 million. He need to upgrade that. And don't tell me he can't. I've seen what technology can do. He just needs to go up to the baby right now. $1 million cash for his voice. Or him and Kyler Murray got to switch. Kyler got like the 6'8" voice and Patrick Mahomes got the 5'9" voice. So they need to swap that out. But the third person, Michael Jordan, man. Just hearing it over and over, Last Dance. Michael Jordan's got a great voice. Like, imagine Michael Jordan just had a voice like Michael Thomas or something. Or Patrick Mahomes. That's why, is Mahomes really going to be as great as we think? Or is he going to exceed that because he got to overcome that voice? But Jordan, yeah, you could say I took it personal. Yeah. So Jordan, Patrick Mahomes, and Dave Chappelle, but only Only Dave Chappelle when he's laughing at himself in the condescending voice. Next, we have part 2 of the segment that now has a name. It now has a name. They have entitled it The Splash Brothers Luncheon. This is Hurricane from last week. This is Skuba. And this week, they have Baylyn in here. So, they had an intro, like a song intro. This is me. I'm overriding the intro because I think the people need to hear this immediately. Like, I haven't even listened to it all myself. I listened to like the first couple minutes. This needs no intro. Like, again, this is part of the game. Editing. You don't need the intro. You want to get right to this because Baylyn cannot figure out why his old lady love him so much. So, I will let the Splash Brothers Luncheon take it from here. The next voices you will be hearing, Hurricane, Skuba, featuring Baylyn.
What up? Just welcoming everybody back to this segment of the Fun Report podcast. This is Hurricane, same as last time. Today I'm joined, let's go ahead and name this segment the Splash Brothers Luncheon with me and Skuba. This week we're featuring Baylyn.
Yeah.
Skuba, you wanna introduce yourself to the audience real quick?
I think most of them know some of my posts. I'm just here for version 2 of this nigga Baylyn do not want his girl to love him.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to hear about it.
Yeah, that's why
I'm
we're
not
here.
trying to be in no motherfucking affectionate ass relationship.
All right, hold
that
on.
shit don't even sound appealing.
Before we jump into, let me read the
New York.
post in question by Mr. Baylyn, Big Black Baylyn Rose. That's his name. I did not give him that name. That's his name on the cord. So if you're looking for him, he posted this the day before we all got our powers, at least the dark skins, at least 12/20, 2020. Hopefully this was like early in the morning after like a drunk, I don't know what time you posted this, but let me read this. All right.
I think that shit was in the middle of the day.
That's what I'm hoping.
Like 6.5. The sun had just set.
Yeah, that nigga was.
He was thinking about it all day at work. He's like, I gotta get this off my chest.
I couldn't fucking believe it. I'm like, you miss me again?
Man. All right. Here's what Baylyn had to say. He says, so my shorty been telling me she missed me every day. Like legitimately every day. She doesn't go a day without saying she missed me or she loved me, and it's fucking annoying because I don't believe her. The floor is yours, Baylyn. How long you been dating your nemesis, man? What's going on?
So I've been dating my arch rival for about 6 to 7 months now. Niggas met on Tinder type shit. For me, like, I just don't understand how someone could miss me that fucking much. Like, I get it.
Hey, man.
If we kicking it, you know what I mean? And for me, niggas just like, oh, I miss you. I ain't seen you in like 2 weeks. I get that, bro. Every fucking day. Every day, like clockwork. I miss you, babe. I wish I was with you. Like, yo, my nigga, you ain't got no fucking hobbies, bro. Like, you don't go to the... Like, you don't know how to knit, you don't play the game, my nigga? Like, what the fuck? Like, you really miss me every day, bro?
Yeah.
And say he can't believe she missed it. Like, he's like, trash. What you want? What would I do for you?
That's cap. You capping right now.
Oh, funny shit. I'm not jacking it, bro. She's like, for me, that's not how New York relationships work. Like, where I'm from, New York, like, the girls are aggressive. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like, I've been catcalled in the street, like, by my, orange do-rag, yo, Poppy, what's up? You feel me? Like, shit that, like,
no.
you never been catcalled, bro, till you come to New York, bro. They treat you like a piece of meat out here. And it's sexy,
right.
bro.
Wait a minute.
It's sexy as fuck, bro. Like, not for nothing. Like, the aggressive nature, like, New York girls are always, like, jealous, bro.
Yeah.
Feel me? Like, there's always that little sense of danger. Like, this girl might get me set up.
And that's what you're missing, right?
How many some bills paid before you gonna catcall me across the street like that? Some money in my cash.
Like, you feel me? I am not a piece of meat, but I am a piece of meat sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Like,
every once in a while, but
every once in a while, degrade me. You know what I mean?
You
I
know
don't have
what?
self-respect all the time.
I just thought of real quick. I just thought of what is it called? A merch idea for Tyler. How about we get shirts with our Cash App on the back? How about that? You know, you guys just gave me an idea.
You want to cross your ass like some juicy
Hey man,
pants?
whatever. You can put the Venmo across the cheeks if that's how y'all want to do it. Cash App,
Baylyn on the back. Oh god.
Yeah, forget hunk if you like. Nah, hit this Cash App real quick.
Pay my bills, nigga. Like, bitch, pay my bills. But yeah, like, shorty really just showing too much affection, and I can't stand it. Like, you don't love me, you don't miss me that much, bro. Like, you don't miss me that much.
Not in Harlem, huh?
Nah, not where I'm from. Nah, yo, I'm a grown man. You miss me? Nah, I don't miss me, bro. Like, you young right now.
That's what you
for me, like. With New York relationship, there's that hint of danger. You know what I'm saying? Like, you look at the wrong girl the wrong way for a second, and now shorty at your neck. Like, what the fuck is so funny? You the funny nigga now? Feel me? It's like, oh, now you go. Who's this calling your phone? Like, bitch, it's my grandma. Like, who is Luna in your phone? I knew you was texting other bitches. It's over. Whole time you was calling your grandmother, bro, and I don't feel that danger when I'm with her. Feel me? I need that danger.
Baylyn said he want a girl. When he asked, does she bring protection? She pull out a 9. He was going to pull out a 4-4. That's the kind of protection.
Mac 11.
Yeah, there you go.
Mac 11. Where you done that, bro? Where your blick at, bro? Why you not strapped? Where you at, man?
Man, this poor girl.
You gotta enjoy this. So she ain't even figured out you trash yet. You know, she still. She caught in the honeymoon phase. You
feel me?
She gonna hate you soon enough.
Yeah,
soon
enough.
That's
man.
The best part. When they like, oh, everything's a fucking joke. I love that. When everything is like, oh, everything is fucking funny to you because it is.
Yeah.
That's when I know, like, all right, now you gonna be here forever. Relationships in New York don't happen naturally. Ain't nobody asking you, can you be my girl?
Baylon's audio cut right there. I shit you not. His audio cut right there. Came back a little later, but that was pretty much the gist of it. There was some unprintable things I won't have said in my publication said. So those will never see the light of day. But I got a lot of thoughts on this, man. This was a solid episode. So again, I'm willing to open this up to like really anybody in the core. 5 to 10 minutes, but I'll tell you, you gotta pair up though. You gotta do at least like 2 or 3. You want to talk about an issue like that? I'm fine with that. You know what I'm saying? So my thoughts for this. I know Baylyn 14, and I know he's 14 years old because that's where you are when you like, what you mean? Like I get it. Yeah, you unsure. Listen, like, hey, I don't move like that. You know what I'm saying? You miss me. Well, you miss what? What you mean my charm? Charm? I get it. He can't believe his girl loves him so much. But listen, she do. Okay, she do. And how other people feel about you is not your business. So if she just miss you like that, that's her business. Not you. You don't have to. You ain't got to doubt that. I also know Baylyn 14 because when you're 14, it's one of those you think that's gonna last forever. Like the infatuation, you getting worshipped and all that. Whew, it don't. And boy, do I miss it. Trouble team? I was one. Bitches? I had some. Also, y'all notice how Baylyn was fake flex. Baylyn said, man, I can't walk out the house without getting catcalled, man. Everywhere I go, Rihanna wants lunch. Beyonce wants dinner. All right. General bitches. But what she got to lie for, man? Like seriously, what she got to lie for? What she got to gain? She already got you. You know what I'm saying? Now whether she going in your wallet when you sleep, hey, again, not my business, not your business, really. That's her jurisdiction. But 6-7 months, like I thought you was talking about like 6-7 days. You know what I'm saying? Y'all been together 6-7 days, and she talking that. But 6-7 months, man, she's seeing what you don't. Right? So again, that ain't your call. Just let her miss you. Also want to know, like, what do you say back? When she text, I miss you, I just feel like you text back, all right, B. All right, my nigga. Because I feel like Baylyn definitely call this girl my nigga. Like, he don't want a relationship. He want a fist fight. He wants sexual harassment, which, hey, preferences. Different people have different preferences. You know what I'm saying? But like seriously, you get to a point like, why are you in a relationship? Like, it can't just be convenience. You know what I'm saying? It can't, like, if she bugging you like that, and it can't be like the other parts are making up for it, right? Or this wouldn't even bother you, right? Like if she paying all your bills or something, you be like, hey, miss me all you want, bro. She just put a fox fur on my back. You know what I'm saying? She can miss the hell out of me. Just pass me the Rolls Royce keys before you leave and go to work, baby girl. So I don't know if it's like who hurt, like what happened? Who hurt you? What nerve is she striking? Or it's just like New York nigga. Like it's just too safe for him. Which again, it's fine. But man, go and let that girl, like if she ain't paying your bills and you're not fucking with her like that, because it's gonna be somebody, like again, one of these like the women yelling at you out the window. They want you too. They just showing it in a different way. That's your preference. That's your love language. Some people love language be acts of service or some quality time. Baylyn's is getting yelled at. His girl putting him in a chokehold. Her throwing some garbage out her window and a fishbone and a banana peel landing on him. And he look up and like, you dirty bitch, I love you. Like that's a New York engagement. So I would advise, since no one asked, this motherfucker need to date Casey Anthony. Like he needs some danger in his life. He need to date wasn't it Jodi Arias that like stabbed a dude and shot him and took pictures of it? It was like, you dead as hell on the ground, boy. This nigga want a fist fight, not a girlfriend. So, Cause that boy, oh boy, the first time, here's when it's gonna hurt. Not even when or if when y'all break up. Like I'm not telling y'all to break up if it's working, but it just sounds like it ain't working for you at least. She on cloud nine. But one day that text ain't gonna come. You be like, thank you. She finally chilling out. Then day 2 it ain't gonna come. You be like, hey, what you mean? Like, hey, you don't miss me no more? Day 3 she might send it, but no exclamation point. She don't put no invisible ink. She don't attach no picture or nothing to it. She don't pay no rent with it. You be like, what the hell? I'm just saying, like she got that affection to give, and she gonna give it regardless. So you just got to keep in mind, is this what you want? It don't sound like it's what you want. It sounds like you want to step outside and be hit with an Acme anvil. He wake up and see hearts flying around his head. So, hey, different strokes for different folks. Next question. And we're about to get out of here, I promise. I said 1 or 2 questions. We just did like 1 question. It's about to be question number 2. We're getting out of here. We're not going to 2. That's my word. Chet Ripley. The boy Chet says, who are the guys in any or all sports that you thought for sure were going to be studs that flopped? I got a couple, man. But I just want to say, like, before going into this, I'm more than willing to put as much blame on the team as the players. Like, I don't know. The older I get, the more that bothers me. I think it's because I just see more and more how, like, incompetent these organizations are. Like, I remember the Orlando Magic picked Daniel Orton. Daniel Orton was like, they never talked to him. Like, they didn't have him in for a workout. They didn't know his knees was shit. Like, none of that. And it was like, oh, he didn't work out. He's a bust. He got to wear some of that for sure. It's not 100% the team. But it's a lot. Like, Anthony Bennett should have never been drafted number 1. Like, come on, man. And he busted. It's like, well, he busted. Cavs are, you know what I mean? They picked Kyrie Irving. Yeah, great scouting. So, baseball. Man, I got one baseball. That's how much this one hurt me. Homer Bayley. Y'all remember Homer Bayley? I don't even know if he still pitch. And the thing I remember about Homer Bayley, he was a first round pick, like a high pick. He was like pitcher from Texas. He's good enough to be a pitcher named Homer. And he got to Cincinnati. It was back when I was like a Reds fan. And he battled some injuries. But in between that, he hit 200 innings pitched in a season 2 times. And in each of those years, he threw no-hitters. Like, that's the Homer Bayley experience. Like, boy, yeah, when he was there and healthy, not bad. But when he wasn't, he was injured. And I remember he used to argue with catchers. Oh, man, I remember one time vividly. I know it's got to be video. I wish I could tell you the team or the catcher's name. Homer Bayley was in... might have been a full count. Might have been a full count, but either way, they had like a conference on the mound. It was one of those like the catcher was calling something. Homer was like shaking them off, and it's like noticeable when you see you notice the pitcher shaking them off. So they have a meeting of the minds. It got a little. I feel like it was more animated than those meetings go. Like it's normally glove over the mask. We talk for 2 seconds, and we go back. He came back, shook him off again, threw a pitch. They got crushed. Like somebody hit that shit out of hit the cover off the ball. And I feel like Homer Bayley and the catcher at the same time like both threw their hands up like, oh. Because the catcher was like, I told you that weak ass I told you that curveball wasn't about shit. And Homer was like, damn, that usually works. So Homer Bayley, Drew Stubbs, another Reds guy. He's to this day, he's the fastest white I've ever seen. He was like 6'3", 6'4", and like could really run. Like his first full year, he went 20 homers, 30 stolen bases, like played some decent defense in center because of his speed. And I was like, oh, that's a wrap. Like that's it. And he was fine. But the 06 MLB draft, I looked up. I think this was, let me make sure, because I want to see if this was the Homer Bayley or the Homer Bayley, or the Drew Stubbs draft. But either way, it was some star power. And I have no idea how you would scout for baseball. So this is not even, you know what I'm saying, like a knock on them. But it was just like loaded, dude. Okay, it was the 08 Drew Stubbs draft. Excuse me, 06 Drew Stubbs draft. He went number 8 in the first round. Third pick, Evan Longoria. Fifth pick, Brandon Morrow. There's a name I know, which I feel like you had to do at least something. You pitched a couple years for me to even know that name. Andrew Miller, All-Star. Clayton Kershaw was 7. Drew Stubbs, 8. Tim Lincecum, 10. Max Scherzer, 11. Jeremy Jeffries, 16th. What a run. Like Kershaw, Lincecum, and Scherzer. Those 3 guys went in 5 picks, and we got Drew Stubbs. But he has a Wikipedia article. 9th, the Orioles picked a third baseman named Bill Roll. He does not have a Wikipedia page. That's usually a bad sign. He's not the only one in the first round that doesn't have it, but he's the only one in the top 10 that doesn't have it. So Drew Stubbs was 1. Bayley was 1. In the NBA, gosh, I feel like I got more. I mean, I watch it more, so that makes sense. But I got more for the NBA than any of them. Wiggins, like I think it's why it hurt so bad. And that's why he's my go-to for just about anything. I was all in on Wiggins, man. I was in. Aaron Gordon, and I don't think you can call him a bust. I don't even know if you can call Wiggins a bust, right? Like again, I think I'm probably maybe too lenient with that term. Like Wiggins has been a starter for years. He's not good, but I think of a bust like a guy like he don't even get to like the 3rd or 4th year of his rookie contract. So Wiggins, I was in on Wiggins. Thomas Robinson, I thought Thomas Robinson was going to be good. He went to Kansas, so I should have known that. MKG, to be fair, I mean, still my baby boy. Still love MKG and Nerlens. Nerlens, I mean, some injuries, some his own stuff. But MKG, he was like, okay, like he's got the physical tools. Can't shoot a lick. Like, and everybody knew it, but it's like he loves the game and he works hard enough. He'll figure it out. That was the first time I was like, listen, you can love the game and work as hard as you want. Sometimes it just don't click. You know what I'm saying? And the thing that he did improve his jumper. Like he's a much better free throw shooter, mid-range jumper, or mid-range shooter. It just never happened for him like at a sustainable level. And he's still in the league. Like I wouldn't even call him a bust. He's still in the league. He's still kicking around. So Derek Williams. I was high on Derek Williams and Michael Beasley. So you can see I was just all in on like 6'8", 6'9". They're the best of both worlds, tweener forwards, and they were maybe the worst of both worlds. NFL, Trent Richardson. I was in on Trent Richardson. I didn't know he was going to go that high per se. But just watching him in Alabama, I was like he can block, he can catch. Not that fast, but he's pretty like shifty enough for his strength. Didn't account that he was blind in one eye, or like played with Vaseline smeared on his face mask. So I was wrong on him. Charles Rogers, the wide receiver that went to the Lions, he passed away like last year, and he had some more issues. Like he had some drug issues that ultimately, if I'm not mistaken, he was addicted to like painkillers prescribed by the Lions doctors, and it ended up like his liver failed at like 35, something crazy like that. RG3, I was really high on RG3. I was like RG3 over Luck, and that first year, boy, was I taking a victory lap. And that's another one. Like, you can't put it all on the Redskins, but they handled him so horribly. Like, I can't call him a bust. His first year was so good. He got hurt. Shouldn't have got hurt in that way. Came back, disagreed with coaches, whatever. It just never worked out. Vince Young, kind of similar to RG3. Like, the owner just did not like Vince Young. He was winning games. His stats weren't good. Like, you look at Vince Young's stats, boy, I can't say they aged horribly. They was bad at the time. But he was winning games. It was one of those things like he should not be out of the league. He ain't that bad. So those are probably my biggest ones. As of late, I think I feel like I'm just trying to learn the styles of player that I normally miss on. Right? Like I thought about a guy like Stanley Johnson in the NBA. I thought he was, like the question said, who's going to be an absolute stud. I didn't think he was going to be like a stud. I thought Aaron Gordon was going to be a stud. But I thought Stanley Johnson was going to be pretty good. You know what I'm saying? And it didn't turn out that way. But so I'm trying to, okay. He's very strong. Cannot shoot. Okay. Noted. Just so, you got to find your blind spots for moving forward. Next question from Crawford. Crawford says, who in rap is the one-hit wonder that you thought was going to be a megastar that didn't reach those heights? Conversely, who's the artist you never saw it with that turned out to be a huge name in the game? The artist I thought was going to be a star, Rich Boy. He was the first one that immediately came to mind. Like, Throw Some D's is like an amazing song, but like as a debut, because that's one of those like the first time you hear it, it's like, who's singing? Like, you who's singing this? You got to know who's singing. You don't hear that song, be like, oh, that was nice. I'll hear that again someday. You hear that sample and the beat kick in, you're like, who is this? Why don't I know this? So yeah, that was fire. The remix, like Kanye remixed it. He had the official remix, like Andre 3000 was on it, Nelly was on it. He had Boy Looker Here, like the follow-up single was fire. He had Polo the Don that produced the whole album. A solid album for what, for what this man has to say. But no dice. No dice. Ended up not working out, but we'll always have Throw Some D's, Rich Boy. We'll always have that. And someone I never saw it with, this is a person, like, I like their music. Like Travis Scott. I like Travis Scott's music. It's fine. I really liked Rodeo. And like he makes good music, but I just didn't see like superstar halftime of the Super Bowl, PlayStation 5, McDonald's combo, like that type of superstar. But yeah, I really couldn't, like somebody I never saw it with that made superstardom. I don't know. I think I just know what it takes to be a rap star. You know what I mean? No, Travis Scott. I guess Sci-Hi the Prince. I guess he did. Like, he's not a mega star, but he's one that's like people listen to him and like him. He's an Atlanta guy, and every time I hear him, I'm just like, this is not for me. It's not like, but he good music. He did some ghostwriting. Like, hey, salute. So those are my couple. 300 Mac with great question. What a great question this is. Perhaps a baby boy of the week segment, where you highlight one or more of your Wildcats performances during that week, or how well they've been playing during the season. Love that idea, 300 Mac. Love it. And that ain't no problem. That ain't no problem at all. Week 1, Keldon Johnson. Give me Keldon Johnson. Had a solid bubble run. And this year he got the start. Started over like Rudy Gay, Patty Mills, Jakob Poeltl, I think just got paid. Had a nice little, 16 points, 5 boards, 3 assists, 3 steals. Got to the line 7 times. 50% from the floor, +3 on the night. I'm proud. Like I almost mentioned Cat here just for, I hope you saw, if you're listening to this, I hope you saw that Karl Anthony Towns interview after the game. It was basically him just holding on to the game ball, saying he dedicated it to his mother, who passed earlier this year from COVID. He said he's lost like, I think 6 or 7 family members. And there was a quote they asked him about, and he was just like pretty much don't ask me about nothing that happened before, like his mother passed. He was like, this is like, I'm a new person. Don't ask me nothing about that guy. He don't exist no more. And I just cannot imagine going through that. I mean, at any age, or my age, or his. He's like 24, 25, like in the spotlight, and he's still supposed to produce. People gonna say, you got paid, you're supposed to, like, it's just all this stuff. And that's where it's like, man, oh man, Cat's hurting. So that's when it really stinks to look up and see like James Harden doing the bunny hop at V Live. So Cat, he honorary. Like he'll get this award later in the year, I'm sure. Keldon gets it this week. Cat, honorary. Love you, Daddy. Like, send us some good vibes your way, man. I hope that guy. I just hope he gets happy, man. Like I said, I think he's still with Jordan Woods. I think. Like, so I just want my guy to be. He got his friends there, like D'Angelo there. I just want my guy to be happy. I just want to be happy. And the last question of the week from Old Geezer. Old Geezer says, Festivus was this week. What are some grievances you have to air? I gotta admit, Old Geezer, I had no idea what this was. Okay? Like, I Googled it. I'm expecting to see like some ancient old holiday, like an old white guy with a curly beard and a toga and some open-toed chancletas. And I see Jerry fucking Seinfeld. I thought I searched for the wrong thing. But I watched the Festivus, not even the episode, man. Somebody put like a 4-minute clip together of Seinfeld. Whew, you got the gist of it. And like, I like Seinfeld. It'll never be like, oh, it's 8 p.m. Seinfeld's on. But if it's on, I'll finish watching the episode. So I wasn't familiar with this one. George Costanza's dad is the funniest person on the show. And that wasn't what Geezer asked, but that's just my take. And it was like, get to the family table at Christmas or Festivus and tell your family all the ways that they would disappoint you. And then you go through feats of strength. And I can't help but like just imagine a bar fight. Just think about how many germs, how dirty a bar fight, contact tracing. Like, ugh. None of that. Think about how dirty like the coat rack. Your old lady hang your coat on, or, you know what I'm saying, some of them mugs. And then somebody want to get in a fight. Ugh. I shudder to think of it. But I don't really have any like grievances to air with my family. I've said it before. I really like my family. Some would say I love them. I miss the hell out of them. I wish I could be with and around them now, but alas. And feats of strength, man, only thing I picked up during the pandemic is Mac 11. Mac 11 and the remote. So I do have 10 things that I've learned or relearned in 2020. 10 things I've learned or relearned in 2020. The first thing, tighten up your circle. Tighten up your circle. And again, that's why I say relearn, right? Like you know that going in. But like, tighten up your circle. You are as weak as your weakest link. And you know what that looks like? It looks like a virus running crazy worldwide, but most particularly in your country, because idiots don't think it's real. Now we all inside. Every other country having a blast. They outside hula hooping and water balloons and going to sporting events, and we inside because our weakest links are fucking idiots that are doing their part to keep this shit going. And another thing about your circle, everybody wearing your uniform is not playing for your team. Okay? Just keep that in mind. Everybody wearing your uniform is not playing for your team. The second thing I've learned in 2020, change your effort or change your expectation. And I say this for me because I was expecting things that I wasn't putting effort into. And I was putting effort into things with no real expectations. And at a certain point, you should have some expectations, right? Now, what those are, you get to decide them. But if you're putting effort, like genuine effort, and only you know what that is, if you're putting effort into something, you should have some expectations, right? And it makes me think somewhat of like old Jay-Z line where he said, buy some art, you fucking pores. No. Where he said you have to step off the boat so you can walk on water. You got to change your effort or change your expectations. Number 3, third thing I've learned. Don't you ever, 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 for a second, think that the government or any one of these politicians is looking out for you. I don't care what they tweeting. I don't care who they having dinner with. I don't care what game they playing on Twitch. Understand, they don't care about you, okay? Like it's fine, but just note not a single one of them, okay? And I knew this, of course, about people of color, but I will say I learned that, man, when I figured out they was gonna let the whites fend for themselves, I said, geez. Like again, once I seen the Publix, they stopped wiping down the carts and they took away the one-way aisle. It was just each man and woman for itself. I said, boy, we in for the long haul, ain't we? So just understand, they don't care about you, okay? They don't care about the whites. They don't care about the veterans. They don't care about the homeless. As I say that, I think we don't use the word homeless anymore. I think there's another word for it. But that, like, it's a raw word. It should be raw. You know what I'm saying? I remember I heard a doctor say, if they started calling concussions what they are, people would care more. It's a brain bruise. If you call it a concussion, that's it's a medical term, doctor stuff. If they said brain bruise every time, it hits a little different. But they don't care about the athletes. They don't care about the frontline workers. They don't care about me. They don't care about you. Just keep that in mind. Fourth thing, time's not real. Time's not real. Okay? Again, I knew this before, but boy, if I didn't relearn it. Like time, it's all relative. It's all relative, and it's why 1 year, like Christmas feels so far when you're 5 years old, because 1 year is so much more of your life than it is when you're 10, than when you are when you're 20. So you can't tell me all time's the same. So I'm smelling cap. Smell like cap to me. So I don't keep your clocks, your calendars. I don't really care what they say. This shit not real. The next one, because I don't know what number we're on. This drink treat me good. Community/home. It is what you make it. You know what I'm saying? It is what you make it. Like I moved around some when I was younger, and I never really felt like I had like a home, like quote unquote home or hometown or whatever. So it is what you make it. And I'll say that you all are living proof of that. Right? This is whatever you think about it. If you hearing this, you part of a community. And we're trying to do I think we're trying to do some good here. I know we've done some good. I know we got $2.5 million of medical debt. The fuck out of here. And I'll say this as many times as I think of it, because I'm so proud that we were able to accomplish that. So again, your community, your home, it don't have to be the street that you grew up on. It don't have to be the high school you went to. It is what you make it. And something that I kind of related, not really related, just an African proverb that I keep in mind, I think about a lot. And it says, a child that is not embraced by the village will burn it down to feel its warmth. Okay? So that's just something I keep in mind when I think about like community. The next thing I learned, technology can do a lot of things. It has not caught up to context yet. So it's just something to keep in mind. Like you'll see words on a screen and they'll look completely serious and they won't be. Or vice versa. They'll look like a joke and you're like, oh, wow. The president of the United States he's dead serious. And if you see that, only the headline or the caption, that's all you have. And there was a thing, it's a meme I saw. It says welcome to Detroit, but this just feels like, I don't know, every city? I don't know. But it says, welcome to Detroit. You good. Like just add you good, no punctuation, inflection, all that. You good? That can equal are you okay? You good? That equals you are okay. You good? That means how have you been? You good? That means stop talking to me. You good? That means you're welcome. You good? That means no need to say sorry. You good? That means you need some money. You good? That means did you get enough? You good? Do you have a problem? You good? Did you bump me? Right? So those were 8, 9, 10 things where you good on the page just reads as you good. And you could take it any one of them 10 ways. So somebody say that to you and you're thinking, oh, like, do you got a problem? We can get active here on the internet. And you're taking it like, I was just asking, like, you good? Like we're good. Like, we're fine. We good. So technology hasn't caught up to context. Next thing I learned, number 7. Seventh thing I've learned, it's not worth burning bridges in towns that you're never going back to. And I say that as typically a bridge burner, right? But just because I'm not using that bridge no more, don't mean it won't be used again. You know what I'm saying? I think back to Martha Hart, Owen Hart's widow, when she said destruction or reconstruction, right? You can choose to tear down the bridge and all that is energy and effort, and you probably have to still end up reconstructing anyway. So, the 8th thing I learned, people that you have no idea are watching you. For better or for worse. And they're going to see when you do well, and they're going to see when you slip up. And you might not ever find out that they're watching, or you find out years later. But I'm telling you from personal experience, people that you don't think are watching, for better or worse. For better or worse. The 9th thing I learned, work with people on their terms or not at all. And I say that not to be like, you should compromise yourself for anyone or anything or whatever. But if you are a visual learner and you keep sending like charts and graphs and all this to somebody else, and you're like, why don't you get it? It's visual chart. They might not learn that way. You know what I'm saying? They might need to hear it spoken out. They might need pie chart, or they need something else. You got to find out what they need. If you're trying to get some shit done, like for real, find out what they need. Work with them on your terms. You know what I'm saying? Something that makes me think of that. There's an old Elijah Muhammad saying, and he says, don't condemn if you see a person has a dirty glass of water. You just show them the clean glass of water that you have. And when they inspect it, you won't have to say that yours is better. Right? And maybe it fits, maybe it don't. But I did just want to say that. I think it's a good quote, something to keep in mind. On the flip side, this is, I guess, 9B. On the flip side, I've learned people will also try to insult you on your terms, on their terms. They'll try to insult you on their terms. I mean, like the people calling, snowflake or SJW, that's something that would hurt their feelings. You know what I'm saying? You call social justice warrior, that doesn't hurt my feelings at all. Right? And I learned that because I got a lot of, it's like, oh man, you got bullied and you quit your dream job. And it's like, no, I quit your dream job. You know what I'm saying? That was your dream job, not mine. But they would try to insult you on things that would offend them. You know what I'm saying? And the 10th thing that I learned, don't ever underestimate how thin the margins are and what a difference that can make. And I say that there's an article, and I want to link. It's a good article, but boy, is it sad. This article says, epidemiologists at Emory University in Atlanta believe that raising the minimum wage in the United States by $1 would have prevented 27,550 suicides since 1990. Okay, this article's from January 2020. And it's got, it's 18 to 64-year-olds with a high school diploma or less. They got charts and numbers and all that jazz. But that's just the thing, as far as the margins, it's something you think you're doing or not doing right now, and you think it's not going to matter in the long term. It will. Okay, now it might not be that drastic, but just think, if we raise the minimum wage $1, they're estimating it would have prevented 27,000 suicides. That's how thin the margins are. If people are making $1 more an hour, if there wasn't a minimum, we would pay you literally less, but we cannot physically pay you less, but we would if we could. $1 between 27,000 suicides, and it, give or take, could be more, could be less, but that was just so staggering to me. And it just makes me think how thin the margins are. I won't say everything matters long term, but a lot more than you think matters long term. So those were the 10 things that I learned this year. That'll do it for this episode. Again, I hope you are having a Merry Christmas, a happy holiday season. I'm truly thankful for every single person under the sound of my voice right now. That article was really depressing. So I have a compromise. Good guy Withers, I'm going to close with a little Christmas cheer. That's right. A little Christmas cheer. So, the outro that you will be hearing is by my man, Mr. Nance. You can find it on iTunes, Spotify, and it's called Jingle Bells. You know who I be, baby. So I'm going to take it out. I'm going to let Nance take it out with a little holiday cheer. Again, be safe. If you're traveling, hopefully you're not traveling too far. Hopefully you get to see your family or FaceTime your family or text with them or do whatever. And maybe for Christmas, maybe you just get to watch basketball. Maybe you get to get drunk and watch basketball. Or maybe if you work, hopefully you're getting some time and a half. But hopefully you can just enjoy this holiday weekend, holiday season. It's not easy for everybody. It means different thing to everybody. But I'll say the older you get, it can be what you make it. Right? It can be what you make it. So keep that in mind. I'm going to pass the mic off to Mr. Nance. Let him take it from here and take us out with some Jingle Bells. We'll see you next week.
Welcome to the Jolly Black Man Christmas special. If you're here, you family. We love you for that. We're going to take you on a long, wild ride today, starting with the Jolly Man. Just understand that no matter what happens here, we all going to celebrate together. Shh, wait a minute. Y'all hear that? Sing it, ladies. Wow. BELLS. Okay, it's my turn. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Dashing through the snow in a one-horse open sleigh. Wow. O'er the fields we go, laughing all the way. Bells on bobtails ring, making spirits bright. What fun it is to ride and sing a sleighing song tonight. Play the keys, baby. You know who I be, baby. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Jingle bells. Ah, those holiday jingle bells. Wow. Jinglebells. Jingle bells. Bells.